Hello, hello, hello. I am trying. Okay, I don't think my. Oh, here we go. Okay, we are live. Good evening, everyone, and happy Monday. Also, happy new month. I hope you all enjoyed your weekend. I'm sorry, I'm like looking all over the place. I'm checking all the areas to make sure that everything is working well. And it seems to be. So if you have any challenges hearing me or anything, please just let me know in the chat. So, happy new month, happy Monday. I hope that you are all feeling excited about this very pivotal moment in our lives. But before I even jump into that, can I just tell you that? So, I just got back from DC today, where I traveled with my boyfriend to attend a funeral for a death in his family. However, while we were there, we were able to visit finally the African American Museum of History. And can I tell you that visiting that museum has been on my list of things to do for a number of years. It is fantastic. There are no word like I'm not a museum person. I really don't enjoy museums too much. But I was really excited to visit this museum, a museum that's all about us. Like, yeah, count me in, right? But there was so much to see, so much history, so much rich history, but also so much that I learned about our history that I never knew before. And wherever I go, I always make some friends and end up talking to people. And there was a couple of ladies there that I was talking to. We were talking about how there were times that we felt a lot of shame for not knowing as much about our Black history. But the reality is, the shame is not ours to hold, right? It is those that, are in power. Those that are in power, those that are responsible for our education systems, our school systems. And they deliberately keep this information out of our textbooks so that we can continue to stay in the dark about our history. But I never felt so proud to just read so much about the Black people, the women, the men that came before us, and all that they have done so that we can be doing what we are doing right now. And as we know, the fight is not over, of course, because every day we're still fighting for our freedom and the freedom of our children and our family and friends. But so much has already been done to pave the way and to open doors for us to keep the fight going, right? To keep working towards our justice, to keep working towards our freedom and liberation. But if you have not had a chance to visit the African American History Museum in DC, highly recommended. And also make sure you check out Milk and Honey on the Wharf for brunch. Shout out to them for just the food. Oh my God. Okay. Let me not go down the rabbit hole of DC. It was not my first time in DC, but my first time being able to actually explore DC, and it was just phenomenal. So highly recommended. If you have children, take your kids to this museum. Like, I am definitely going to plan a trip to take my son, and hopefully I can get with some other friends and their children and take our kids together, because it's something that they need to see, and it's something that they also need to experience. And I'm glad that this is something that's available to them while they're children, because it wasn't available to us when we were children, right? And so, nonetheless, I'm still proud. I'm still proud. We're never too old to learn, never too old to be exploring our history and learning more about who we are and where we came from. So highly recommend it. All right, let's get back to the pivotal moment. Today marks the half mark of 2024, and it is also the third quarter. So we have two pivots that are happening at the same time, which I love. I heard when June started, there were so many talking of people saying, "Oh, we are at the half mark. We have only 6 months," and I was like, "That doesn't sound right to me. I think that's going to be at the end of the month." So here we are, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about what this time of year means for me and want to encourage you to really think about what this time of year could mean for you. So tonight we are doing a mid-year reset. If you are ready to reset, and when I say reset, it's because when we start the beginning of the year, we have so much energy and motivation about what we're going to do in the year. We're writing our goals down, we're sharing our goals, we're doing the vision boards, we're getting started. We hit the ground running in the beginning of the year. Between the beginning of the year and this time, some of us can lose some of that steam, right? Can lose some of that motivation that we had in the beginning of the year, lose some of that energy that we had in the beginning of the year. And for many reasons, but you may just be tired, right? You may just be tired. And so this is a great opportunity to say, okay, I'm halfway through the year. Let me reset so that I can renew that energy, renew that motivation for what could happen for me between now and the end of the year, for really setting my mind to achieve those goals and maybe even beyond, for the rest of this year. Hey, beautiful. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Drop your the name of your business in the chat, sis, and let people know what you got going on. So yeah, right. So this is a great time for us to be talking about our mid-year goals, especially as women in leadership. As a woman in leadership, you are a high achiever, sometimes an overachiever. And in the beginning of the year, high achievers, overachievers, listen, we set goals, honey. If that sounds like you, listen, let's snap it up for each other. High achievers and us overachiever. I have been battling overachieving for many years, and I still battle it. Total honesty. But we set really big goals at the beginning of the year for every dimension of our lives. We set wellness goals, we set financial goals, we set career goals, we set family goals, we set all types of goals at the beginning of the year. And as we go through the year, it can be very easy to kind of get lost, right? And all of the goals that we're setting and all of the things that we know we really want for ourselves, but not only want for ourselves, sis, that we deserve for ourselves. And that's okay, because one thing I want to say, this is a no judgment zone. So even if your energy kind of wavered, if that motivation kind of dwindled a bit, if you felt like, you know what, I kind of slowed down, I don't have as much of the energy and the spice that I did in the beginning of the year, that's okay. This is not a time to be judging ourselves, okay? Because regardless of what, you are dope. So eat that, okay? So we're going to start with, how can you really do a mid-year reset? Now, I've heard so many people say, I'm halfway through the year. I haven't really achieved much of the things I wanted to achieve. I don't have time to do what I wanted to do, so I guess I'll just start next year. No, no, no. We're not doing that. We are putting our goals, ourselves, our needs, our desires front and center at all times, no matter what time of the year it is. So right now, we're going to reset. So first of all, let's take a minute. Grab your pencil, grab your notebook, get something to drink, light that candle. Sisters in the room, put on your lip gloss, right? And let's really dive in to how we are going to do this mid-year reset. The first thing we're going to do to begin our mid-year reset is reflect. Okay, so I want to encourage you to reflect on what you've accomplished over the past 6 months. What are some things that you're really proud of yourself for? What are some things that you wasn't sure you were going to be able to accomplish it, but you did. What are those things? Write them down, right? What has gone really well for you? Outside of accomplishing a goal, what are some things that have just really worked out? Right? Because things going well for us also contribute to our ability to achieve success and fulfillment in our life. So, what has been going really well? So often we get hung up on the things that aren't going well, what we don't have, what we haven't achieved. And those things can also steal your joy and steal your energy and your motivation to keep going. So, let's focus on what's going well. What are some of the things you did accomplish? What are some of those big things that you was like, and it may not be big to someone else, but we're not here for them. We're here for you. So, what are some things that felt like, yes, I did that? Write that thing down. Write it down. Right? What goals have you accomplished on your goal list? Maybe there were some small goals that you just set out to accomplish this year. What were they? What were the goals that you did accomplish? For me, I really wanted to accomplish a TED Talk. For me, that was really, really huge. And when I think about what the first 6 months of this year has looked like for me and what I've been able to accomplish, man, I just my breath is taken away. I'm breathless, right? I'm speechless because I, there were some goals that I really set, but I've already gone above and beyond what I set out to accomplish this year. And simply because of things going well for me. Some of the things that I accomplished, I don't even think was on my list, my goal list. For example, being featured in a hair documentary that was on display at the Museum of Science. That is not a goal I set. Goal that I set for myself. That is not something that I set out and said, you know what? I think I want to be in a hair documentary, and I think I want it to be on display at the Museum of Science so everyone who visits can see it and be inspired to love their hair and their bodies more. That was not on my goal list, sis. But guess what? It happened for me simply because things were just going well, right? And so I want you to think about again what is going well for you, right? But also, what are the goals that you accomplish, even if it's something you accomplished that you wasn't even thinking about accomplishing? It might not even have been on your goal list. Can I tell you that when I started the beginning of this year, I was not planning on revamping my podcast and showing up every week. I just woke up one day and said, I'm gonna do it, right? And that's for something else. But because things were going so well and I wanted to show up even more, I just added it to the goal list and it's been working and it's been going well. And it has been a major accomplishment for me. Let me tell you why. Showing up is challenging. If you agree with me that showing up can feel very challenging at times, just drop a heart in the chat. If you agree that showing up can be really challenging at times. But the fact that even on those days that it's been challenging, on those days where I felt like, I'm tired. I don't know if I have the energy for this. Even today, sis, I traveled back home from DC today. I haven't rested. I've been working since I got home. I haven't had a nap. I'm kind of tired, but I'm showing up. And let me tell you, just The simple fact that I'm showing up makes me feel proud and accomplished. So I want you to be thinking about those things. What are the times that you showed up, even when you didn't feel like it? That's success. That is success, sis, and it's worth being celebrated, right? The other things I have is what impact has your success in your goals? What impact has things going well for you? How has it impacted your life? How has it improved your life? How has it impacted the life of those around you? Right? When I think about my success, when I think about really achieving my goals, what I realize is me achieving my goals is not just for me. Because what I realize is people are watching me. People are watching, people are inspired, but people are also gaining from what I'm delivering, from my service, from me being here tonight, having this conversation about resetting, right? About the mid-year reset. Somebody is going to gain a lot from this. Somebody's going to take this and say, "Ooh, I never thought about doing a mid-year reset. I think I want to do this." So these are the things I really want you to be thinking about, since as you accomplish your goals, everyone is winning. You're winning, but people around you are winning because their heart is full. They are inspired, they are overjoyed, and you're also showing them that they can also go after their dreams. That's a win win, sis. That's a win win, right? So I want you to be thinking about that. But also, what skills have you developed, right? What are some things that you learned over? Thank you, my love. What are some things that you learned over the past 6 months that you did not know before, right? And feel free to drop stuff in the chat. What are some things that you learned, right? What have you learned about yourself and your abilities? Listen, what I learned, if you listen to one of my previous podcasts, when I talked about lessons I learned from doing a TED Talk, one thing I learned is, hey, I can do hard things. Period. I can do hard things. Like, and it's not that I didn't know I can do hard things before, but when I tell you doing a TED Talk, it took my life. Okay, I'm not going to say it took my life. Like, it was taking my life. Right? It was hard. I will not tell anyone that, oh yeah, that was not, it was hard. But I showed up for the challenge and I showed out. Says, I'm gonna go ahead and pat myself up for that. Like, I'm really proud of my delivery. But I learned so much. I was stretched in many ways. I developed so much patience. I made new friends. I learned so many things about myself that I didn't know before, especially in the art of storytelling, which was amazing. So I want you to think about that. We're still on reflection, okay? So, so these are just some things I want you to think about. Write them down, right? What contributed to your success over these past 6 months in the areas that you have been successful, wherever things have been going well? What has been the contribution to that? Could it be a change in your behavior, a change in your mindset, right? Could it be a change in your circle and the people that you have around you? Could it be a change in habits? What has been the contribution? Because what we want to do is, in that reflection, we want to be doing more of what's working, right? We want to be doing more of the things. If we know what is contributing to our success, then we can invite more of that into our lives. So I want to encourage you to reflect on what has contributed to my success, what has contributed to things going well for me. Right? Lastly, and there are more, but I'm trying to keep it short. Lastly, what's working and what's not working. Now, when we think about what's not working, again, that's not a place to be judgmental. It's not a place to say, oh, I should have did this better. Or no, it's a place to say, you know what? This works really well for me. This does not. Let me do more of what's working really well for me. That could be going to bed earlier. That could be waking up earlier. That could be maybe communicating more effectively with your team and the people that you work with, right? That could be having more team meetings with your team. Well, that goes back to communication. But that could also be deepening your connection with the people that you're working if things are going really well in your career. But we're also thinking about every dimension of our lives, because remember that to be effective leaders, we have to be able to effectively lead ourselves. And so, if you want to be an effective leader in the workplace, in your business, you have to first start with how you're leading yourself and developing this level of self awareness of what works well for you, what contributes to your success, will help you to continue to grow as a leader. Right. And so those are the things I want you to keep in mind. Now we're going to move on. So that was number one. Reflect on your past wins, reflect on what's going well. And also, I want to say celebrate those wins. If you have not celebrated the things that have been going well for you, if you have not celebrated your wins, your success, it's never too late to celebrate you, honey. So if you have not celebrated, please make some time. And a celebration can be anything, whatever celebration looks like for you. That could be, hey, tonight I'm going to treat myself to a beautiful bubble bath with some wine or some beautiful tea, whatever celebration looks like for you. Go buy yourself a bouquet of flowers. Write yourself a letter. It doesn't always have to entail going out, spending money. It could be simple things that just align with you and who you are and what makes you feel good, right? Next, realign with your goals. And so this is where you are going to review your goals and ask yourself whether or not they are still in alignment with the vision you have for your life, right? Now you may be saying, what you mean are they still in alignment? Listen, when I started this year, I knew that I wanted to continue to grow my business, but I did not know that I wanted to really grow this podcast, right? Or that I really wanted to do something really big and begin doing women's retreats. Like these are not the things that were really on my mind. It was really more about, my speaking and doing more workshops and so on and so forth. But as I have had different levels of success in the first 6 months, I've added goals to the list. And some of the things I had on the list, I may have said, you know what? That goal was too small. I have a bigger goal for myself. I have a bigger vision for my life. Based on what I've been able to accomplish, I will go back to TED Talk. Doing that TED Talk expanded my life vision. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Like, yeah, I always had a vision of doing great things, but after doing a TED Talk, the way my confidence went through the roof, it expanded my vision for my life, my vision for my business. And therefore, I had to go back and look at the goals and say, okay, this right here no longer aligns, but here are some of the changes I want to make, right? And remember, these are your goals and this is your life. So you can change and revise and realign and as much as you want to until it feels really good for you. That's what matters, right? These are your goals. This is your life. And this is where you get to walk in your power to create the life vision that you have for yourself, to set the goals that you have for yourself. And so I want you to really think about as you are reflecting on your goals is asking yourself, are the goals that I set for myself in the beginning of the year, are they still in alignment with the life vision? Do I have a different life vision now, right? Do I have a bigger life vision now, right? All of these things come up and you have the power to make that shift. Another thing you can consider doing is if you have fallen off track with your self-care rituals, this is a great time to realign your self-care rituals for success. You know what I'm gonna say it. If you're not good, the success doesn't matter. And I'm never gonna tell you that you can't be successful if you're not healthy. We see it everywhere. But can you truly enjoy success when you're overwhelmed, when you're burnt out. I'm not talking about just the weight stuff. You're overwhelmed, you're burnt out, you're exhausted, you're depressed, you're anxious. Can you really enjoy the success? Self care is not just about managing your weight, it's not just about looking good. Self care is about feeling good. It's about being in the right mindset, being in the right mental health state of mental health so that you can have the clarity you need to pursue your goals with grace, not with anxiety, right? And so if you have maybe fallen off of those self-care rituals, whatever those rituals look like for you, developing routines and making them rituals so that they are meaningful, so that they mean something to you, because what may mean something to someone else may not mean the same to you. And so you have to ask yourself, what are the routines and rituals that I need to develop so I can be able to show up as my better self every single day? And every day that's going to look different. Your better self, your best for today may look different than your best for yesterday. But no matter what, your self-care rituals contribute to your ability to show up. And so if you have fallen off, here's a great time right here. Mid-year reset, Queen. Mid-year reset. This is a great time to realign your self-care rituals with your success. Okay? And so in that realignment, you can assess, what do you need? What do you need to do more or to do less of? Right? What are some of the things that you're currently doing in your life that may be blocking your ability to move forward, blocking your ability to show up the way you want to show up? What do you need to be doing more of? What do you need to be doing less of? Right? And you get to really think about that. What do I need to do more of in order to, one, achieve my goals, but to feel happy and healthy and fulfilled? What do I need to do less of? Sometimes doing that less, when I do the work I do with my clients, it's really, we do the less is always around setting boundaries for your time and your energy, right? Do you need to be saying yes to yourself more often than you're saying yes to others? Yes, we should say yes to others. Yes, we should be of service to others. But if we're saying yes to others more often than we are saying yes to ourselves, that's where your time and energy is depleted. So I want you to think about that. What do you need to do more of? What do you need to do less of? It's okay to make pivots. And I do understand that sometimes people will get frustrated with your pivot, but this is about your life and the vision that you have for yourself, right? So I just want you to keep that in mind. Um, the other piece is, what habits do you need to build? What habits do you need to build to achieve those goals? Right? Sometimes we're stubborn. We say, you know what, this is just the way I am, this is how I do things. But if the way you are and how you do things is blocking your ability to move forward in your goals and your success, it may be time to do something different, sis. So, what are the habits that you need to build starting today in order to really end this year in a powerful way, right? To end this year strong. What are the habits you need to build? Again, that could be going to bed earlier. That could be waking up earlier. That could be meal prepping. That could be reading, writing, whatever it is. What is it? What are the habits you need to build in order to end this year strong and to become her? Who is her? That version of you that you see in your mind, that version of you that you feel in your soul. That's her. What are the habits you need to build to become her? Right? What do you need? What do you need in order to achieve your goals? Do you need training? Do you need, some education? Do you need some resources? What are the things you need right now in order to be able to achieve the goals that you set for yourself by the end of this year? These are some things that can help you realign with your goals. Okay, so now we're going to shift into the last one. And the last one is recommit. Recommitting starts here, sis, right? Like saying, these are my goals. This is the life that I want. I deserve this. And then taking the actions necessary. What are those actions? That's that reflecting, right? We're starting with that reflection. Then we're moving into that realignment, right? That's a part of the recommitment. Just starting those two steps shows your commitment to your goals and to your life vision, right? So, are you willing to recommit? Are you ready to recommit? Are you ready to do this mid-year reset to recommit to the goals and the life that you want for yourself? If you are ready to commit, I just want you to drop a yes in the chat. Drop a yes in the chat, or just let me know I'm ready. I'm ready to recommit to my vision. I'm ready to recommit to my life of fulfillment, of joy, of peace, of harmony, right? Like that's what we all want, but it can't happen if we're not committed to that version of our lives. Me showing up here tonight, despite feeling tired and kind of ready for bed, ready to just wrap up, right? I'm committed. I'm committed to this. Commitment can be challenging at times, but you are worth challenging things. You are worth the challenge, sis. The life that you're envisioning for yourself is worth the challenge. Okay, y'all know I go off because listen, I go off because I love y'all. That's why I go off. I love y'all. And I want to see all of us winning together because we deserve that. We deserve more wins. We've had many wins already. Listen, count your blessings. We've had many wins already. We deserve even more wins. You can be grateful for the wins you've already experienced and still be hungry for more. It's okay. Okay, don't let nobody tell you, oh, just be grateful. Just be humble. Listen, you can be humble, grateful, all of those things, and still aspire for more, still want more, still feel like I deserve more. I'm ready for more. Just remember that. Okay. All right. Let me get back to recommit. Y'all just stop distracting me. Okay. All right. Right. So, in that recommitment, I want you to assess how you spending your time, sis. How are you spending your time daily? How much time are you spending scrolling on social media? How much time are you spending talking on the phone to friends? How much time are you spending watching TV? How much of that time could you be using towards your goals? It's just a question. Don't fight me. It's just a question. I want you to assess how you're spending your time daily. And you can literally do that. Like, let's say, try tomorrow. Try to be present and be mindful as you go through your day. And at the end of the day, I want you to really think about how did I spend my time today? What did I do really well? Where did I spend my time wisely? And what will I do better tomorrow? Every day is another opportunity to be better, Queen. Every single day is an opportunity to be better. Okay. Next, I want you to think about what distractions are present in your life. What distractions are present that you need to eliminate, right? What distractions are present that could be delaying your progress and your success? What is it? It could be people, it could be habits, it could be the lack of boundaries, right? It could be laziness. I know y'all don't like when I talk like that, but I gotta keep it real. And I'm only keeping it real with you because I keep it real with me. I have my lazy moments where I be like, girl, stop. Right. And so ask yourself, what are the things that are really distracting me and holding me back? The next thing I want to encourage you to do is to plan all your activities. This is something you can even start today. It's Monday. Plan all the activities that are aligned with your goals at the beginning of each week. Sit down. This is what we call intentional living, sis. Sit down, think about what is it I want to accomplish by the end of this week. What are the activities that are going to contribute to me accomplishing this goal, right? The thing, whatever I want the end of this week to look like, feel like, what are the activities? Plan them out, put them on your calendar, right? If you do that at the beginning of each week, trust me, you will feel a major shift in your energy and the way you go after your goals every single day. Trust me. Since I started doing it has improved the way I show up tremendously. And there was a little time where I fell off and got back on. And guess what? I'm doing the mid-year reset too, y'all. So I'm not just out here blowing smoke like, okay, y'all need to do that. I'm doing this too. So we're all in this together. Okay. So plan the activities the activities that contribute to achieving your goals, plan them out at the beginning of each week. When the week ends, okay, let me not jump ahead of myself. Okay. So plan them out at the beginning of each week. Then I want to encourage you to develop an accountability system. So at the end of the week, check off. Okay, what did I do this week? What did I accomplish this week? What went really well for me this week? What was really hard for me this week? What would I like to do better next week? Clap it up for yourself and get ready for the next week. That's your accountability system. That's you looking and saying, I definitely could have did this. But that's all good. Next week's gonna be a next week. Next week's gonna be a better week. Next week I'm gonna bring my A game, right? That's an accountability system. But you can also say, you know what? I have friends who we're all working towards our goals. Maybe we can hold each other accountable by having a quick 15-20 minute check-in at the end of the week about how we did. If you don't have those type of friends that you can do that with, sis, check your circle because it's time to get some, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Check your circle. If you don't have a circle, the right circle of people that can hold you accountable and support your dreams, your goals, your vision, build it, baby. Build your circle. You need those type of people around you. You need that energy around you, okay? So that, develop that accountability system. Or even just get an accountability partner, even if it's not a group of friends, if it's one friend, get an accountability partner or develop a system to hold yourself accountable. Lastly, I'll say is work with a coach. Work with a coach that can really help you stay on track. Your coach will be the person to help you get clear on your goals, on your vision, get clear on your planning, and hold you accountable, right? Right now, I am wrapping up my coaching clients and I will be accepting new coaching clients in September. I know, but I just want to encourage you to work with a coach. A coach can really be that I'm trying to find my word, y'all, but the person between where you are right now and where you want to be. I'm telling you, when I think about the transformations that I've been able to get from my clients, sometimes I surprise myself. I can tell you, I surprise myself. But don't be afraid to say, I need help. Don't be afraid because guess what? That old African proverb, which I love, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. And that can also mean working with a coach, working with someone who can really help you get on track and stay on track. All right, y'all. I hope this was helpful for you today. It was super dope to be here with you this evening. I hope that you got some gems, right? And got some quality from tonight's live. I think that's what I wanted to say, some quality. I'm not even sure if that's what I wanted to say. But I value. That's what I wanted to say. I hope you found value in this live tonight. Please feel free to leave a comment. Once it's up and ready, feel free to share it with someone who you think could also gain some value from this live. And again, yeah, this is a mid-year reset, but the reality is You can reset as many times and as often as you need to, because life be life it, right? We're talking about mid-year reset, but you might need to do a midweek reset, sis. You might need to do a midday reset, sis, right? So these steps that I shared this evening can apply to any time that you're considering doing a reset. All right. If you, I actually posted today to some of these points, so you can also go back, or you can go back and watch this live again. Thank you again for your time, for your energy. Thank you for the comments that you dropped. Thank you for tuning in. And you could be anywhere in the world and you choose to be here with me, and you don't know how grateful I am for that. Until next time, actually, I will be doing a live Instagram, I'm sorry, a live podcast on Wednesday with an incredible guest, Regina. You'll see all of the marketing for that, so stay tuned. And in the next couple of weeks, I have a lot of beautiful things coming up for us. So please just stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, all the good things, sis. I love you. And until next time, walk in power, sis. Own your power. Don't give your power away. This is your life, baby. Mwah.